Hi, and welcome to Perfectly Mid Pod. I'm Steve.
I'm Danny DeVito.
And I'm Emily.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the pod.
Nice to meet you.
We have a
look like
guest
this
star.
guy?
Yeah. I have some connects.
All right, cool. Well,
We used to live where on the same block we used to live downtown.
the average age of this podcast has gone up, but maybe not as much as I wish it had. All right. We got a couple things to talk about, and our big topic is cons because we're getting towards that season, but a few things we want to chat about before that, including one I really like, which is that the Crunchyroll Awards has added a Global Impact Award.
Mm-hmm.
Global impact.
Yeah, for having a big impact on the globe.
Like sustainability?
I think it's making anime more known around the world.
Okay.
Because if you view it through that lens, Attack on Titan is an obvious first winner, which is, they've announced it already.
So it's like there's no
It's like a
nominees.
lifetime achievement award.
No,
it's
it's
just
very
they
much
give
a
the
lifetime of 6 years ago.
Yeah. But that means that we were right in our bracket.
That's what I was going to say is I brought up after the fact that our bracket turned more from our personal of the three of us best anime to more of a what just has had the most impact. And like clearly we picked that, and that's kind of how the conversation went. Emily, I watched it after. I was like, Emily very much manipulated us to start thinking that way. You can watch it in the pod. I saw it in the edit. So good job. Crunchyroll.
The power of debate team.
So speaking of things Crunchyroll has taken from us that we talked about in prior episodes, here's another one. They took our idea and they're like, oh, we should give them a Global Impact Award.
They were inspired.
They're going to do a best genre award next.
Exactly.
And it's going to be karate.
Yeah, best karate.
I thought you were gonna say most mid.
Most mid.
Karate.
No, karate's great.
Yeah, but of the what's the most mid karate? Wait, no, we literally voted karate as most mid.
Most mid karate is karate. Tiger Schulman's.
Oh, yeah. There's one other thing about the awards, which is people are betting on them. You know,
Like you can bet on anything.
you can bet on anything on the internet now. So people are betting on like the main 6 awards, like top anime, I think the songs, maybe one or two of the genre ones.
Okay.
What about the protect all costs? That's an easy.
I don't even think there's bets on that one because because it's obvious. They're actually only one nominee, and then they just filled in blanks.
They're like, oh crap, we need 4 more others.
They just name it the Anya Award going forward?
That's basically what we proposed. What we did is we're like, it's just the Anya Award round 3, and then this fall season, Spy Family season 3 comes around. So for this year, next year when they do the awards, it'll be her 4th time to win it. So the reason I originally wanted to have us bet on it, because I thought it'd be a fun little game we could play where like whoever picks the most could then pick an anime for us to watch, except it's all the options are very obvious. Like best anime is literally either all the odds are Free End, which should win, or Solo Leveling, which would be silly. Song is like...
Which would be silly.
I mean, it might, but it's 50% jury voting and 50% audience. If it was higher audience, I would say Solo Leveling could perhaps incorrectly win, but I'm hoping the jury will contain it.
It's also silly that you can vote multiple times. Like you can just
yeah.
get people brigading all the votes and drive anything wherever.
Song was up, but like Bling Bang Bang Born is going to win.
Yeah.
So I was like, we could do it, but like we're all just going to pick. There's very clear winners in the 6 that are being voted on. So it's kind of, you could bet money on a long shot. It just won't happen.
Do they release like who was second? Like
percentages?
I don't think they do. The guy who set it up originally, Miles Atherton, just did an article about all the betting and stuff, and he talked about the first year when Uranus won all the awards because the audience was allowed way too much weight. But they didn't talk in it. He didn't talk about ever being able to tell like who could do seconds and thirds.
What's the name of the app? The whatever Kings?
DraftKings?
Yeah, DraftKings.
Yeah, this is on Polymarket, I think is the name of it. I'm actually feel good that I don't know the name of this. I don't have a gambling addiction yet, but I will say when I saw the article, I was like,
well, I
could
clearly
I start
have a
betting on
gambling
this?
addiction because
Yes.
I have 6 Labubus.
You're right, that's true. I have a gotcha addiction, but that's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's not directly money betting.
It's betting. It's gambling.
It's true. It's gambling. There is, speaking of Bling Bang Bang Born, though, there's one other thing. I don't think much of this is going to surprise you, but the Japan Music Awards. Music Award Japan's 2025 categories were announced. Bling Bang Bang Born, not surprising. Best Japanese song, best Japanese hip-hop rap song, best Japanese dance pop song, best viral song, top Japanese song in Europe, top Japanese song in North America, and top Japanese song in Latin America. I guess Antarctica, somebody else won.
Every continent, but
Happy feet.
Yeah.
6 out of 7 continents.
Idol by Yoasobi also won, which is confusing because didn't that come out a couple years ago?
Yeah.
But
Is it still on the charts though?
I guess awarded best anime song and best music video, and then Specials by King New for JJK recognized as best J-Rock song. So
Wasn't Natarashi Gakko on it too?
I think they were. You mean in the list of artists? I believe so.
I saw Suzuka walk on the stage and accept an award. So I assume they won something.
Some of them aren't done. I don't think all these awards are done yet. Confusing.
What?
So Artist of the Year nominations are up. Creepy Nuts, Yoasobi, Mrs. Green Apple, they do the theme for Apothecary Diaries, and then Vondry and Kaze Fuji. So there's some that haven't been settled.
They've released the winners of some, but not all.
Japan, I don't understand what's going on.
Graded vesting.
Yeah. I think it might be like, here's some to get excited about, and more will be during the show.
Art-based awards are strange to me, just in general. Like best event, because it's so subjective, and also a lot of these. I don't know. Well, with Crunchyroll,
I mean, it feels a little easy with like Bling Bang Bang Boom because you're like, okay, clearly that was everywhere. Like these.
But I feel like a lot of it is driven by who's paying the money.
Yeah, who's paying the money and just plays.
Yeah.
Versus best song. I love Bling Bang Bang Born. I think we agreed Otonoke is a better song. Just easily objective from our opinion. It's objectively a better song. Yeah. But Bling Bang Bang Born was trendy and viral, and that
fun. It's catchy
and memeable.
Yes, very much so. Anyway, that's the music awards. That's the last thing I had on that. And now that you're more free, and I also feel a little bit more free, we need to talk about what we've done with our free time, which is watching anime. And what we've been watching.
Sure.
What have you guys been watching? Has it changed at all?
I have a list.
Okay.
Emily got me into Witch Watch.
Yes, okay, we have to talk about Witch Watch.
I started with episode 4.
I would go, just watch it. Just watch one episode. He goes, fine.
So the way I watch Emily's
I really want to hear what you're talking about, but I just needed Emily to see this so we can talk about it. The opening theme song is so good, and the video is incredible.
Yeah, it's so good. That's what got me. So the way I watch it,
I was like, just watch the opening.
I'll be sitting on the couch, and I'll just be like scrolling, and like if I hear something or see something at the corner of my eye that seems especially special, I'll look. And it was that OP. It's the music is fine. I think the song's good, but
it's a good Yoasobi song.
The animation is so good.
Yes.
It's so good.
It's a like art exhibition by the studio.
Yeah.
Like look at all the cool things we can do. And also the song fits the they wrote the song, it fits the vibe of the show very well. In episode 2, when Nico does a spell at the beginning and then it goes to animation cuts, so it's an unfinished opening.
Yeah, it's like screwed up.
Yeah, it's like just animation frames. And it's all uncolored and you can watch.
You can see, like, because you know how, she does her spells and something bad and reactive happens, so then she does her spell and it's literally just like sketches.
It's
like, think of like the first, of Zenship.
I like how you can just jump in. And it's
it's episodic, right?
It moves forward, but like you're not missing too much context if you jump partway through.
You need like 2 paragraphs of synopsis, and then you're like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah. So it was. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited for more episodes. So that's one that I've started watching.
Yep. Hold on. So you're not jumping on episode 4. How are you feeling about it now that you finally watched it?
No, I really enjoy it, and I love how they have my Tengu boys in there now.
Yep. Exactly.
Just like anything with a yokai.
Anything with a yokai.
Yep. And there,
Kami-sama Kiss trained me well.
Which episode are you up to?
We just finished 4.
Oh, okay, so you haven't met Keigo yet, the sad kid. Okay.
No, we haven't met. I was like, I wonder who he's gonna be.
We saw him in the credits, and like we're looking at all of them. We're like, what trope is this character? What trope is this?
Yeah.
She's like, who's this one? I was like, that's just Sun Eater.
Tengu.
You'll connect with him a little bit, but did you see Morihito go off about?
I don't remember anybody's name.
Morihito's the ogre.
Okay.
Did you see the episode where Nico?
I only saw episode 4.
So that's not the one where she was using the magazine.
No, but I explained it to him.
Okay, he needs to see that one because Morihito's into denim. Deeply into denim. There's whole chapters where the author like just has Morihito go off on denim and like old fashioned.
Yeah, and about how
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. About how he's like, Nico, I love how your clothing and your cloaks are like made out of this fabric from European 17th century.
Denim otaku, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm down for that.
Anyway,
okay, so
cool.
Witch Watch, dope.
Yep.
Vigilantes continues to be great.
Yes.
Emily's spoiler in it, but Emily was watching it and she's like,
wait.
What?
It was literally like, 5 frames into seeing that character.
Yeah, she's like, that's...
Yeah,
she's like, that's Stain.
Yeah. The second he showed up, you're like, this is Stained.
I was like, no, don't say
And
it
it's
out
also
loud.
Slade from Teen Titans.
So Vigilantes.
I will say,
I love the way Bones is animating
it's moved down my list. I'm not because I am enjoying other shows more. Where Vigilantes is very good.
If you say Anne of Green Gables.
But I know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna bring that one up. That is a above it for me. It's one of them, but like just in general, there's other anime I'm enjoying more because Vigilantes is good, but I know exactly what I'm getting every episode.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's one of those like you put it on, you turn the brain off, and you're like, I'm just going in for a good ride, a good 20-minute ride.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with Witch Watch. It's just like I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
it's easy, and I really like that they call him Freaky Fist Grandpa. Like
and
the translations are funny.
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna learn his name.
Kowloon continues to be so frustrating but so good at the same time. Every episode I'm like, did I miss something? Like, am I not paying attention?
It's because of how rushed it is.
So
story-wise, the storyline is rushed.
Okay, compared
you were
to
not around when we talked about this.
No.
It's they're finishing it in 13 episodes. The manga's not done.
Oh,
and they're
wow.
doing basically a volume per episode.
Oh.
Because there's, I think, 10 volumes out now. I might be slightly wrong about that. Let me know in the comments, but don't come after me. I haven't read them all.
Is the mangaka involved in like how it's going to end?
I think so. Like, presumably. Like, you can kind of tell from the manga where things are heading.
Yeah.
But they're moving very fast.
Oh,
The easiest example is when she and Yaomei met in like that doorway. Like she popped, and then immediately they're friends, and she's like, "I'm going to tell you what's troubling me," and like they just met. There's like 2 or 3 chapters of them becoming friends before that happens.
Oh yeah, I like.
So there's a lot of jumping.
The relationships are definitely rushed.
Yeah.
But even more so than that, like the major sci-fi plot points, like they'll start talking about things. I'm like, when did they explain?
When they say Gene Terra and Zirconians, and like they're throwing a lot of it you fast. Whereas like we had a couple chapters of like you hear a noun and you're like, what is that noun?
And they
then
sort
it
of
starts
explore
to
it, yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
You say Kowloon, you're like, oh my god, this is like, what's happening? It's so like mystery. It's not getting explained.
Yeah.
You have those same things about Apothecary Diaries.
False.
Why don't you like Apothecary?
I like Apothecary Diaries.
So like, what's the difference for you between
I like
Kowloon?
Apothecary.
I could guess the answer. Is the number of episodes.
Well,
Because Kowloon's going to answer it all in 13, and Apothecary's at like 49 episodes now.
Kowloon is also like giving you a little bit with every episode, where I feel like the way at least the anime is going for Apothecary Diaries, it's like they don't give you anything and then they explain it all. And
they do give you things, you just don't understand how they connect.
But
you're being given clues, but you can't see how they fit.
But it's like they don't even hint that it's a clue, where Kowloon, it's like, here's a clue.
Yeah. Well, Kowloon's always one mystery. There's no side mysteries.
It's like think about this, where Apothecary Diaries is like, look at this room. Anything could be a clue. Mm-hmm. And then they explain it and you're like, well, I feel like an idiot because I didn't look at that. Oh, I didn't look at that because you said it for like 2 seconds and then moved on to something else.
So here's the answer with Apothecary Diaries. Everything fits in. You don't realize it, but everything fits in.
Because he's got a larger than average size frog.
Yeah.
So it should be
slightly larger than average size frog. But what breed of frog?
Bull.
Poison dart. Don't touch it.
Oh, no. But yeah, I mean, Apothecary Diaries also, I think, because of the side stories.
Mm-hmm.
You get distracted.
I just wanted to
Wait, are you up
continue.
to now where it's started? Jump to the main plot again?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, because new episode came out today. So
no, but
not the one today.
Because it was, delayed 2 weeks, right?
There was 1 week with no episode last week, which I think would have caught you up.
We're one behind them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still good. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say Kowloon is better. I think Apothecary Diaries is objectively a better anime than Kowloon.
Yeah.
But Kowloon is less frustrating for me, even though it's
Kowloon
still
will also be
frustrating.
done in 2 months, and Apothecary Diaries this season will finish volume 4, and I think there's 14 light novels and it's not done. So
yeah, well, they're right there.
Yeah. So it's going to be a while.
3 in English.
4 in English. One's in the bedroom.
I think we're up to 12 in English now for the 14 total. I think they said
there's only 4 that have been published.
Oh, interesting.
So, I mean, unless they're combined, because these are thick.
They might be combining.
Yeah.
This seems large.
Pull one.
They may be combining them, but yeah.
Oh, and it's like...
This is surprisingly big. Well, I mean, easiest answer, you have 3 of 4.
I have 4 of them.
I mean...
these are the light novels.
Have you read the story?
I've only read I'm like started over 1. Like I'm reading through volume 1 right now, the light novel.
No, actually, no. This is 3. This is partway through this season. So, okay.
Apothecary Diaries continues to be good.
Yep.
G-Quox.
I'm enjoying it.
I still like Witch from Mercury better, but I feel like it's starting to pick up right now, and it's taken a while.
You're caught up on episode 7 now?
I'm caught up on episode 7. Yes.
So you saw the little Zeknova?
Yes.
That's not even a spoiler if you haven't seen it.
I'm caught up to episode 7.
Technically haven't learned that word yet.
With your typical, like, everything is going wrong, crazy shit, and then you have a very happy ED.
Yes. Yeah.
It was
and
so
then
jarring.
next episode is
Backstory.
the other part of the movie that we saw, which means there's only going to be 4 current time episodes left in the season.
Which leads me to believe there's no
has to be
way.
a season 2.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like too fast to wrap up.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be Kowloon.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it will be. And also, they're going to be at Anime Expo, and there's something I saw about them screening a G-Quox Rising something.
There's a movie premiere.
Yeah, which like, how can there, I mean, unless the movie is episodes 5, 6, 7 packaged together, I assume it's like season 2.
So let's assume there's a season 2 or core 2.
Yeah.
Will G-Quox open its mouth by the end of the season?
Yeah. Oh, by the end of the season, it will be the end of the season.
You think it'll be the end of the season?
Yes.
Do you think there will be an upgrade? Like, will there be another mech, another Gundam? Or will G-Quox evolve?
G-Quox will evolve, and also the Red Gundam will evolve because it's got a unit.
Shinji's part of it.
It's got an S2 engine in it. Char is Shinji's mom.
Don't say that.
Yeah, it's a special event. It says movie screening. Movie screening segment.
I'm hoping I get to interview them because I want to ask that question. I'll be like, you don't have to say yes, but is Char Shinji's mom? Did you guys wait 30 years to make Char Shinji's mom?
Shinji's mom, yeah. What? Say
Behind
that
the desk, sorry.
No, I said there's a movie screening segment, it says, and then an interview segment.
Yeah, and it's
so
called
they have
G-Quox
2 1.5 hour
And the writer,
sessions.
the director, and the producer are all going to be at AX. And like, why come after you've completed a show? Like, sure, you could talk about it, but like, they should have been there last year.
And the
promoting
VA.
it. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Machu's going to be there. I was trying to get her.
Also,
signature.
for a company, this just surprises me. For a company like Bandai, they're so about merch, about their toys, and they cannot release these toys fast enough. Like, they're all coming out in October.
They were all sold out at the Brooklyn store.
I will say though, so I've been putting together my G-Quox figure, and it has 2 stickers on the chest. One is the Pomeranian, the other is a yellow like sun thing with a spear through it. I don't know what the symbol is, and I'm
A
like,
spear.
A
spear
spear of Longinus. Yeah. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm like, is that just going to be in the next 4 episodes, or will that be like how it ends going into Core 2? I think there's going to be a Core 2.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. I think the mech redesigns are great.
Yes.
The Hambravi design was so good.
Was that the really big one?
No, that was the one that looked like a shark that had like 2 seconds of screen time, and you're like, that's so cool, and then it blows up.
It blows up. Yeah, they're killing off artificial new types very fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Yeah.
We need new types.
Yes.
Haven't been watching.
Okay, so let's talk about Mono.
Mono, yes. So have you heard of Yuru Camp, Laid Back Camp?
I haven't heard about anything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it's the same creator. It's
just cute girls camping.
Oh, you wrote a review on this. Yes.
So it's like the pinnacle of cute girls doing cute things that like promoted a prefecture, and like tons of people went to all the campsites in it. So that author did another one called Mono. It's about a girl who is in a cinematography club. She just like taking pictures of her senpai. It's one of those shows where like there's only girls in the show. There are no boys. They might as well not exist unless they're fathers.
Okay.
That's when boys start to exist, is when they become fathers.
Wow, an actual present father.
Yeah. So her senpai moves on. She has to keep the club going with her friend. So she buys a 360 camera, and her friend buys an action camera. And then they end up teaming up with like the film club, who also lost all their members. And they're just going around Yamanashi Prefecture, like being like, oh, if we like tie this to a kite, we could get like a really high like 360 image of like the area. And it's just really cute, adorable. The cool camera techniques that they're doing because of what you imagine with things like action cams 360. Like they tie it to a cat, and like you get animated cat collar running around town.
Is it
Like
partially? Is it partially funded by the Yamanashi?
It probably is, because a fair number of those are.
Okay.
In this show, the author's previous work was so popular that I'm sure they threw some money there, and I'm sure they got like free room to like run around the prefecture and to research things.
Do you know if I'm going to mirror it?
Yeah.
So if this is Japan, where is Yamanashi Prefecture?
Crap! Don't do this to me.
Okay, then don't worry about it. Tokyo's here.
It's near to Fuji, but like it's I've been there, and yet I cannot exactly tell. Oh,
You're green screening Emily.
yeah. It is here.
Emily's the green screen, and it is here.
2 Japans. There's Japan over here, and there's Japan over here.
There's 2 Japans. One is generic Japan.
Yes.
In the sky.
Anyway, wonderful show. It's moved up towards my like top 5 list for the season.
You have Licorice Recoil.
Yeah, they put out 6 very short, like 3-minute episodes. It's just the gang being together, interacting with each other. It's cute, it's adorable, and It ended, and they announced another anime project is in the works. So hopefully season 2. The plot of Licorice Recall is not amazing. It's okay, but what made that show so popular was the main characters' personalities were so fun to just watch together that everyone's like, we don't need another, like there doesn't have to be any reason for a season 2. Yeah. Just do a season 2 of them running around Tokyo. That's all we want.
Psyche K season 2.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love these characters. I don't care about the plot. I just want to see them having fun.
Or even Horimiya season 2. Didn't drive the plot at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just the missing, everything they skipped.
They're like, people want more.
They're like, oh crap, people actually liked season 1. We shouldn't have skipped through the entire series in 12 episodes.
Yeah,
I can't wait until Kowloon season 2 when they're like, oh, I guess we got to write a sequel.
They built a third Kowloon city. And demolished it.
And then you have Apocalypse Hotel, sequel to Has Been Hotel.
No, thankfully not related. It's about I
think they just released the English VAs for this.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It's so good. This is also my top 5 now.
What is it about?
Humanity has robots at some undetermined time in the future. And so this really rich guy opens up this really nice hotel.
Near future.
Okay. I want to say it's in Shinjuku, but it's in Ginza. It's called the Gengaro Hotel, and it's humans, but also staffed with robots. Then there's some disease. Imagine humanity not knowing how to handle a disease that forces all humanity into space because they can't stay on the planet anymore. It's been cut to like 500 years in the future, and all the robots are maintaining the hotel because that's like their function, and they're waiting for the humans to come back. So they're like, they've got a robot whose only job is to open the door. But he's he's the super strong, and he's so proud of door opening, and he has an impulse to open doors. It's been 500 years. He's wearing down a bit, and every time he opens the door, he overheats, and they have to like dump water on his head.
It's Wall-E and
there's a flycatcher robot that runs around. It's got a laser beam, and all it does is kill flies, and they're prepping the hotel every day.
Rick and Morty, what was that robot? Like all he did was make toast?
I don't remember.
Something like that.
Yeah. That was a period of time in my life I've forgotten. Rick and Morty.
So
but
then
it's
what
just really
happens?
cute. So they try to keep the hotel running every single day. Over time, some of them break down. It's meant to be like cutesy and fun, but like there's a darker side to it. But then an alien shows up. This is not a huge spoiler at the end of episode 1. And
humanoid type alien?
No, not at all. And they can't even speak to it. Ooh, and they're like, well, we're a hotel. Let's see if we can do something with this.
Can we accommodate you with this bed?
Yeah, and so it becomes more of like, okay, clearly aliens exist. Can we somehow draw people? And like there's huge time jumps in between episodes because even though like this one alien finds it, like it's not like people are constantly flying by Earth. And so then they're like 400 or more years have passed.
That's fun.
It's like cute fun, but it's also about like, what does it mean to be human? Because like this robot is like starting to like clearly cares about its colleagues, but like also is a robot is like, well, I have to run the hotel. That is just my job. I must do it.
Have you watched Love, Death, and Robots?
A couple episodes.
Yeah, it's very similar. Like, I mean, it's an anthology series, but that thought of like what would happen if it's very Love, Death, and Robots. I think if you continue watching that show because they're short 15-minute episodes, but that sounds like
this is more uplifting, I would say.
Yeah.
There's like elements of it. So like the OP is her dancing down the stairs and then like dancing in the lobby, and like other robots will dance with her at times. But somebody pointed out in the comments like she's dancing not a duet, but like it's a 2-person dance. She's doing it alone because the guy who opened she's like waiting. But like it's just a cute dance. You don't have to notice that that's happening.
When will it release in English? Do we know?
I don't know.
Not sure.
I couldn't see.
But it's up to episode 7, and I'm still really enjoying it.
That sounds like
so
fun.
Like prior to like 2 weeks ago, like that and Mono have both moved up into my top 5 for the season.
I imagine like one episode ending with somebody arriving and the robot's just like, but do you have a reservation?
Yeah, basically.
But what is the reservation?
Then they work through it. So one point she's like, okay, we have to pay at the end, and they like obviously don't have money, so she like has to help them figure out how to get money to pay them.
What
and like
currency?
there's a really cool battle scene at one point because like why wouldn't there be a battle scene? It's really good.
So that's everything you've been watching. Anything else you've been watching? Because I know there's something else that happened to you recently that was pretty good.
I'm watching like 20 anime, but nothing else worth mentioning. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
but I could tie this into the Mono thing and about using 360 cameras.
Yeah,
which is when you're operating a 360 camera, you tend to be doing something dangerous, and you got to be considerate about that because sometimes being distracted by cameras could lead you into trouble, which is not what happened to me, but it was close.
So what happened?
So
set the scene.
I just got back from being out in Utah in like Zion National Park area, and with a group of friends for a bachelor party. And we were out on UTVs, which is basically ATVs with a roll cage. And it's a mix of riding in the desert, across sand where you can kind of whip around and do whatever, and on like really rocky areas. Like you could ride these things almost 90 degrees up rocks, which was really weird, or down, which is terrifying. So we did it for like 3 hours. 2 people to a vehicle, and I was getting more comfortable towards the end, where I was like, okay, I understand the idea of like you whip it back and forth to get it to like spin out and do tricks and stuff. And maybe I was a little too confident at one point and got it to spin a little bit more, to the point where I lost control of the vehicle and it ended up going over on its side and did a complete roll 360. Maybe not a complete, because I ended up on my side. So when it landed, I was head against the dirt, or against the sand.
Okay. So if
I'm going this way, all of a sudden it leans.
Okay, so this is the top of the vehicle.
Yes, I'm driving it.
Okay.
We go, whoop, 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 whoop. And my head ended up against the sand. What's interesting to me is...
Are there doors? No doors?
No doors,
open.
just a roll cage. So luckily, we'd filmed certain parts, but I was driving, I wouldn't have been filming it, and conveniently my passenger also wasn't. Because there were times where like I had a 360 camera out the side of the vehicle. They tell you, do not put your hands out. It would have wrecked my camera.
Disney rules.
Yeah, exactly. So my experience with near-death experiences, not that this was a near-death experience, but like that idea of like time slowing down that you sometimes see in film, does not happen for me. I've had 3 experiences like this, not all on UTVs, but like near-death experiences. Time has never slowed down for me. It's like all of a sudden it's just over, and I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah, you like black out.
Yeah, whereas my passenger, he was like, yeah, things slowed down for me. I was like, the exact opposite for me. Time moved at the normal speed, and like it only took like a second for it to roll.
Wow.
So...
what did your passenger think after it was all said and done?
So
and are you in like a 3-point harness?
We were seatbelt. Yeah, it's a 3-point harness, I think. So yeah, I had a helmet on. We both had helmets on. So like my head was against the sand, but like I took a second or two just to like kind of feel. I'm like, yep, I'm fine. Passenger seemed fine. He turned the car off, which was easier because he was literally.
He was up. So
he was up. He's literally held in by his seatbelt and about, I don't know, a foot off the ground.
Yeah.
Above me. So turned it off. We got ourselves out. He had like one tiny like dime size scrape of like a layer or 2 of skin on his elbow, and that's it. My head, I had like 0.5 on a 10 scale of a headache. Like I didn't really notice it until like 2 hours later. I was like, oh, I don't.
I'm
is that
concussed.
anything? Yeah, that was my thought. I was like, wait, am I concussed? I was like, no, I would have noticed it way
Bright
sooner.
lights hurt to look at.
No, it wasn't that
Well, I
bad. It was
shouldn't
like the lightest bit of like, oh, I tapped my head in a helmet kind of thing. But I was. I got out thinking like, oh, would I be scared? But I was like immediately like, okay, we're unhurt. My adrenaline wasn't pumping anything.
And how was the car?
It was not that damaged.
Did you have to
We
pay?
paid damages. We split it as a group. The group was like
The group paid for it.
Yeah, which was nice. But then like we had a time 2 years ago with a pontoon boat where somebody was driving and punctured the pontoon, and we all split the damages. So I was like, okay, we've kind of set that precedent.
Now I have free reign to do whatever I want.
I did not bring it up. I did not bring it up. Somebody was like, we're just going to split this. It could have been any of us. The whole group of 11, everybody talked afterwards. Like, you're the last person we would have expected to flip a UTV.
Yeah, the story of like voting who it would have been.
Yeah, somebody posted on Instagram was like, vote who you think did
for
this.
one person.
Nobody thought it was me.
I voted for the person that everyone else thought it was too.
Exactly, yeah.
Never thought it would be.
Nope.
You were trying to do donuts?
Trying to like make it whip back and forth. So like where the
like
back wheels will
fishtail
fishtail. Yeah. So.
When I saw the picture.
And it was literally 2 minutes
you
from the
took, like, a
highway where
bank.
we would have been done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I was so close to being done driving.
The way it looked like you were
like went off of a
bank.
It was a curve, and it did bank up a little bit, and basically I went over that and had fishtailed enough where like I couldn't control, and like at a certain point the vehicle was like at a 60-degree angle, and I was like, I literally cannot do anything about this. This thing is going.
Well,
because it's basically level.
We're glad you're here.
I am too.
Otherwise, I don't think Freerin would win Best Anime this year.
I've been voting. That's what happened. I was voting in the car.
I have a macro.
I was like, solo leveling does not deserve to win Best Anime.
It will be the last thing I do.
Steve, watch the road. Steve, watch the road. No.
I'm submitting.
To be fair, I tried to get my passenger to vote for me, and he's like, I don't understand anime. I was like, if you're not doing it, I'm doing it. Let's see what happens.
Well, you're here.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your 3rd near-death experience.
Yeah. I was curious, have you guys, either of you ever had like a...
Many.
Yeah.
Many.
Does time slow down for you?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Time slows down a lot for me.
What
My first one, I was 7 years old.
Oh, geez.
I got hit with a bat in the head.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I have like a scar. Like that's why my eyebrow doesn't finish there.
Okay.
Like a big chunk of skin got taken out, but like it knocked me out. I was concussed, and but I just remember like seeing the bat come at me in slow motion. Jeez. But I'm also like when crazy things happen, I'm also like the first one to spring into action. So I think my brain just like goes into like
survival mode.
David from Cyberpunk mode. It's just like
Interesting.
yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, I wish I had that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything specific, but
I feel like boys are more likely to have
Yeah, I was going to say.
but I can imagine myself having an isekai inner monologue.
Okay. Yeah, that's what...
one 20-minute episode.
That's what I thought is I was like, TV and anime always has that, like, you've got the moment of like, what have I done wrong? Is there any way to correct this? I was like, no, literally, car was going sideways and I'm like, tumble, tumble, tumble. I'm on my side. No, like...
You need to write an anime now.
Yeah, I mean, it would be boring compared to my passenger who he's like, yeah, time slowed down for me. I was like...
It would be an isekai or a reincarnation.
It's an isekai one-shot where they get hit by a truck and then it just ends.
It's not even
a one shot. It's a
they
one
get hit by an
page.
isekai. They wake up in a like feudal world, but they're in the middle of the road and they're standing there and a carriage comes through and yells, "Get out of the way!" But they don't understand the language and they get hit by the carriage. It's like you wasted it.
Inception.
You got to be prepared at any moment for an isekai. Get out of the way. You don't know where you're respawning.
Never know. You never know.
No.
Okay, so that was your near-death experience. That was
Yes.
a big thing for you. In real life, you just had a big moment with a pop-up.
Oh
recently.
yeah. So Song of Skin in New York is like a K-pop or like cosmetic. They do it every year. This is the second year.
Yeah, they just put K in front of anything.
Yeah, but I mean it's a lot of skincare. But you
Okay.
you only have to spend $65 and you get the bag's worth of stuff.
Okay.
And it's like all full-size products. So
I don't know what any of these do.
well, here, why don't you pronounce?
I at least recognize.
Try and pronounce some of them.
L-glutathione, glutathione, vitamin boosting toner. I know toner is a product.
It's for your printer.
Yes. We have Anua Zero Cast
should know what
Moisturizing
this
Finish
is.
Sunscreen. Yeah.
Sunscreen.
Yes.
right.
I was wearing
grab that.
Korean sunscreen when I flipped the UTV, by the way.
Very good.
On my face.
That's why.
Yes. That's why my face is fine.
There was no cast on
I don't need the comments telling me that my face is not fine. You don't need to write that.
This one's easy. It's Keith at her apartment perfumed hand balm. So it's a
so
hand
hand
Did it say
cream.
at her apartment?
At her apartment.
I think it's the name of like the
Keith
brand.
spelled Keyth.
So while
Reach in.
you're taking some of that stuff out of
Ow.
the bag, it's
Find-
the same. So
Find
we
ones
both
with
went
crazy names.
and Carlo got his bag. I got my bag. You only have to spend $65 to get
Did
the
you
bag.
choose what they were? They just give
No,
you
they
the bag
just
of
give you
things?
the
This is
bag.
crazy.
We had to wait in line for like
Wait, what is
An
this?
hour.
I think more like two-ish hours.
8 hours. Mucin collagen. Don't know what that is.
Mucin?
I don't know. I think
Mucin, it's like the snail slime.
Voluming
And you
cream
inject this
ampoule.
where?
Wait,
It's
this
not
is an
in- it's
ampoule
not
too.
It's not an injection. It's just in a syringe.
Okay.
Like it's in like a thing that like a Jello shot thing.
But like, where are you putting the syringe? Are you eating it, or are you
no,
putting
you
it on
just
your
put it
skin?
on your skin. This is all topical.
give it
What
to
is
your
an
pet
ampoule?
snails.
Because that's an ampoule. This is an ampoule.
It's like a
noni
one of
ampoule.
the first. So everyone does their skincare differently. So the way that I do my skincare is I'll put the ampoule on as like my second or third step, and after I put on my my needles.
Needles?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's like the micro needles where it's supposed to like help all the products like penetrate. And so this is just like another type of like hydration, like boosting, like elasticity, like another product.
Oh, here's a booster. A
yeah,
needle
so like
booster.
the needle boosters. So this is a 100 needle booster. So that means that there's, what is the number on here?
100.
So it's supposed to like simulate like you know when you get like injections and stuff. So like it's to help products like get really into your
Wait,
skin.
I need way more of an explanation on the needle thing. So is it like it has
just
a bunch of
micro
tiny?
needles, yeah.
Okay, and you just put it
Little
over your,
shards of glass.
You just put it over your skin.
Yeah, you just
and
put it in. Yeah, it's like a little cream.
Is there a risk of you push too hard and like you hurt yourself?
No, so there's like retinol. There's different levels. So there's 50, 100, 300, and then I think 750 is the highest. So you're supposed to build up resistance to it. So like you don't jump in and just start doing like the really concentrated ones.
Okay.
It'll like really irritate your skin or it'll be too much. And then retinol has active ingredients in it. So you want to start off with like a smaller percentage of retinol and then build your way up and do it from like 1 to 2 times a week to like 2 to 3 times a week.
But all of this stuff is really around like keeping your skin moisturized.
Hydration,
no lines.
elasticity, anti-aging, just overall like balancing.
Keeping yourself
Redness.
looking youthful.
Like one of the things that I bought because I have minor rosacea is this product, which is the Kofor Cure Pure Melder SOS system. So they told me what they said, is that people in Singapore, when they have like heat rashes, they use this as like an instant redness, like to bring down the redness.
Huh.
So I bought this to see because summer months, my rosacea tends to act up. But overall, the Song of Skin pop-up, it's downtown in New York City. There's 2 weekends. Yeah. So it'll be last weekend, which was at the time of filming.
By the time this is on, it'll be
over. But follow them on Instagram because they do it, I think, they did it back in October and they're going to do it. They did it now. So I would say maybe twice a year they'll try and do it. But you get so much good products just by spending $65. Like you got all of it.
But you were choosing which products you want.
You choose.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't know what to choose.
It's like for me, it's like a regular store. You walk in and like they have different brands and you get to choose what you want.
And they have representatives from each brand there to like,
who know
hey,
what
this is my skin.
Or so I would need to know my skin.
No, or you can go in and be like, I have no idea.
You can see my skin. Yeah. What would you do?
Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But there's like so many giveaways.
Yeah, so you spend $65 and like most of these products, from what I saw, they
range
the
from
cheaper
like,
ones were like 15, the more expensive ones were like 80-ish.
Yeah.
And then they just give you extra stuff?
They give you like that. This whole bag of stuff was like free.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what
so that's not even what you bought.
Yeah,
no, this little bag is what I bought.
Wait, so I have a question about this. I have like
Which
1,000 questions.
this?
But this needle thing.
Yes.
This one right now is 100 something hardness. Yes. You were talking about like you work your way up to it. Could I have never done any retinol. Would that be too much for me?
This, yes.
Okay.
You would want to start off with a 50.
Okay.
Like you can put it on your hand.
Should you? Isn't it for your face though?
Yeah, but like.
Wait, what's the needle element if you're just putting it on your hand?
Because it has all these like micro.
You'll feel like
microplastics.
It's full of microplastics.
So like you may not feel it on your hand, but you may feel like a tingling, and you just rub it in.
Would I feel the tingle more if I licked it?
Maybe, but
if you put it right on your eyelids.
But on your more sensitive parts, like you'll feel like I don't want to say stinging because that's not the right word. Like
tingle.
Yeah,
tingle.
You'll feel a little tingle.
Like in Zelda.
And so like this one, I would not recommend if you haven't used some sort of like Reedle Boost or Needle Boost.
I was talking about skincare with a friend John.
That you should not
moved to our neighborhood, and we were talking because his sister has a company, and he was talking about like just general routine and it was like moisturizer and cleanser and stuff like that. And then he's like, and then like a retinol, and I was like, I don't know what that is. He's like, all right, I'm not going to be the person to introduce you to that.
Honestly, for men, it doesn't like
unless you're
people
using
aren't
it regularly.
Scrutinizing our skin the same way
I
we
am.
I honestly think a moisturizer every day and some sunblock does wonders. Yeah.
But of the stuff that I actually bought was the redness reducer.
Yeah, I didn't understand a single word of that one.
The toner pads, and then a lip mask thing, lip treatment.
Just a quick question. So the words on this: Kofor, Cure Pair, Melder, SOS.
So this is
system.
the brand.
Okay.
Kofor.
Of the remaining 4 words, how many of those are like specific?
None.
They're just terms that they put on. It's not like you hear Cure Pair and you're like, oh, I know what that is.
No, this is all just like they're like. This is all like just the name.
Yeah, that was my struggle. I'm like, I can read this, but I don't know which of these tells me what kind of a product
I can't read any of this because it's in Korean. But what the lady told me, it's if you have.
Does it say salmon? Can I eat it?
I'll tell you about it.
Oh yeah, this is Carlos.
Before I go, you go into what you bought because I feel like you know a lot. I went in. I don't know anything about.
So here's
skincare.
a perfect example of him being like, I don't do skincare.
I'm a very when I do things, when I buy anything, I like to research the crap out of it. Mm-hmm. But I'm in here.
Same, and I'm terrified because it goes so deep.
It goes so deep, and like I'm here, and everybody it's all these women that know what they're talking about. I'm the tallest person in there by a head, and I'm not even that tall.
Wait, really? Shit, yeah. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, you'd probably touch the ceiling, and so I'm just standing there, and they're like, "Do you need help?" And I was like,
yes,
sure." I'll try something. And they're like, how's your skin? I was like, I have dry skin. They're like, try this. And they recommended 2 things to me. I bought both of them because I was like, if I don't buy these, they're going to kill me.
Yep.
But one thing I saw...
A man made me waste time.
Yeah. One thing I saw was salmon PDRN that shows up in a lot of things. Salmon PDRN, it's a moisturizing thing, and it's a long-lasting moisturizer. And I asked them, I was like, what do you mean by salmon PDRN? Take a guess as to what it is.
It's a... I was going to say a mineral, but that's not the right word, but a chemical that is somehow in salmon the same way that we get, like, omega-3s from fish.
Close.
Is it salmon sperm?
Yes!
Yay!
How did you know?
Because I've eaten it.
Oh, nice.
I don't think it was salmon, but there's a sushi. I don't remember the Japanese word for it, but I got it's not smelt. And in any case, I ate it once on sushi. I didn't realize what I had, and then afterwards I was like, oh, that's what that was.
That's why it tasted so familiar.
It was whatever.
Yeah, but it's salmon sperm.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
just
But
put it in
here,
everything.
for example, Steve, they'll give you like even that, like here, step 1, step 2.
Oh, see,
step
this is what I
3.
want. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm probably like the ideal customer because it's like, oh, I need 8 things for this. Sure, throw it in the bag. I'll follow instructions. They're like, what's your skin, dry or oily? I was like, depends on the minute. I don't know.
They're like,
I'm really hot
Is
right
it-
now.
it's sweaty outside, so I'm oily.
they're like, what products do you use currently? And you're like, I use
Shampoo.
Head
a
and
shampoo,
shoulders.
a combination
I'm not
shampoo,
that bad.
conditioner,
I'm
soap.
not that bad. I'm not that bad.
I just put it on
Head and
top and
shoulders
just.
3 in 1.
But I do use Dr. Bronner soap, and I'm sure that's
Dr.
like,
Bronner's is great.
it like conceptually sure, but I bet if I go in there, they're like, oh, we've got work to do.
Still soap, I feel like, is generically acceptable.
Yeah.
Dr. Bronner's it's all natural.
See, there's like a 4-step day routine
like
and a 4-step
day
night
routine
routine.
and
5-step,
night routine.
5-step night routine. Hero, my first serum, Wonder Drops, Cream Come True, Repair Cream, then a sunscreen. So you put all these things on before sunscreen.
In the daytime, yeah.
All it is selling you insecurity.
And then the same stuff, ampoule. Well, actually, that's, I guess, kind of the same thing. And then a repair cream and then a multi-balm.
Here, and you can watch the YouTube channel.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, I actually have a very basic question about this, and I would imagine a bunch of guys would have the same question. Don't tell me if you don't make me insecure. I understand the idea of putting stuff on your face, especially before you go to bed. What about how much of your body do you cover in product before you go to bed? I've seen people do like elbows, some people do like all their legs. Should I just bathe in it before I go to bed and just like cover every inch?
I don't know.
Well, your answer is going to be different than
I
my
imagine
answer.
it's different because he probably bathes in it, and you're like, no, I use the right product for the right situation.
I-
Carlo jumps into a tub of Vaseline and slides through the other end of the
CeraVe.
bed.
Yeah. It's
Or CeraVe, however you say it. I mean, you're supposed to use whatever you, or again, I say supposed to in quotation marks, but like they say,
This is medical advice.
the derma gods say that you should use similar products on your face, your décolletage, which is like
Okay, I've
here,
heard that. Yep.
Yeah.
and then your hands
Oh, interesting. I would have assumed
for
hands was a different thing.
anti-aging. Yeah.
All I know is that like the skin right here looks very youthful, and I do nothing to it. There's no wrinkles on it, no nothing. So
That's
whatever
the part
I'm doing right here,
That's the
is
part
great.
of your arm that Emily's sleeping on.
But one of the most fun parts.
Okay, honey, can you sleep on the other arm? They're looking real uneven.
This one's looking.
Some of the most fun parts. So, like for example, that Riedel thing, I have 300 because I've worked my way
okay.
up.
So okay, tell us about each of them.
I mean, I bought the lip treatment,
Okay.
then the redness reducers.
Is the lip treatment a day-night thing, or just you kind of...
I mean, I typically.
I didn't see
think
that in
you
the
can
steps.
do both, but I like it at nighttime because, or else I'm just like.
Is there a
Gotcha.
difference between like the strength of what goes on your face in the day versus at night?
Typically, what you do in the morning is lighter because then you're like putting makeup over it, sunscreen,
And at night it's the heavier.
and at
duty
night
stuff.
it's like the more masky.
it just
type
sits
And
on
all of that
your
stuff
face.
can be, you put all of it, including the sunscreen, on underneath makeup. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm like, oh, you put a couple
moisturized
different things
face
on.
is the best for makeup.
Okay.
So it prevents the cakiness and all of that.
That's
And then
why
I got
my
the
tongue
toner
holds
pods,
makeup really
the
well.
Riedels, and then honestly, one of the most fun parts of these pop-ups, not just this one, but in general, any pop-up in New York will have giveaways and gotchas.
Oh my gosh, you always win the gotchas.
I mean,
it's Korean.
Gotcha. Every gotcha.
Yeah.
So then we got a gotcha, got to do the gotcha, and it was like you had to pick a pink ball out of a box.
Yeah, and there's like 2 pink balls in a box of like 100 white balls, and she picks the one pink
So
ball.
then
course.
I got the full set, like the trial little products.
Of
but
what? They all look like needles.
One is a gel serum, and then the other is a soothing cream, and then I think the rest is eye cream.
All right. After the episode, I'm
anyway.
going to ask Emily for a couple tips. I'll go tomorrow.
Gotcha gods are
I'm like super because of
typically on my
the.
side. I'll
the
send you
event
the
next
RSVP.
week with like potential interviews. I've been watching a couple. I was like, what? I need to do something to my face. I don't know what it is.
You're fine. You're okay. The other week, Emily had the 5-borough bike tour.
Oh, you did it.
Which is a 40-mile bike ride around all 5 boroughs, barely. Because you barely touch the Bronx.
You barely touch the Bronx, and they've got like
You're in there
8
for a
cops
minute.
leading you the quarter mile. And they're like, get out.
Get
I'm
out
like,
of the Bronx.
This is fine.
But we went to the expo where you pick up your packet and all of the stuff that like can get you on the ride. And at the end there was they have what do you call them, booths?
Yep.
And they had a booth with advertisements for the Shimanami Kaido ride.
That's so funny.
So I'm like, oh, Japan, this is fun. Have you done this ride? Oh yeah, I've done this ride. And I show them pictures and like, they're being very, whoa, wow.
Yes, whoa, and they've done it like 9 times.
Yeah, I show them a picture. They're like, whoa, like nobody's ever done it before.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they have a gacha. You just have to like their Instagram and something. And it's a
the
big
wheel.
and you spin it and like a ball comes out.
And it has the little lemon character in it.
And they have different colors.
Okay.
Blue is the worst, and I think like pink was the best.
Red was the best.
Or red was the best. Blue gets you a sticker.
Okay. Yeah.
Green got you
Green
like
gets you a mid prize. Red gets you the best prize.
Okay.
I turned it. I got 1 white, which is no prize. And then I got one blue, which was a sticker that I put in my bag. And by the time I got home, the sticker was like off of the thing and crumpled.
Okay.
Emily got 2 reds and got a fan and a Shimanami
Like a-
Kaido towel.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to like a Japan festival. And there was another thing, like an Instagram, and what did you have to do? Oh, you had to reach for a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All these pieces of paper, she reaches for one, gets it. She gets like a free coin purse.
Nice.
Every gacha she gets.
The gotcha gods are on my
I
side.
get nothing.
Now, if only I could play Love in Deep Space.
Why can't you?
There's not enough space on my phone or my iPad.
Wait, so it's not you can't, it's that you're not making space for it.
No, I tried. I deleted a lot, but I'm not willing
How
to
much space does this thing need?
like million gigs.
Okay, so it's misleading. So you go to the App Store and it says 3 gigs.
3.8
Right. Oh,
gigs.
all the files.
And then you're like,
the
okay,
video
and then
files.
you open it up and they're like, okay, adding updates. You do not have enough space. And you like click through and you're like, how much space does it need?
It needs like 63,
it
right?
needs it needs more than 60 gigs.
So it's the size of Destiny, a 10-year game on my PS5.
It's crazy, but then it unzips.
yeah.
And after it unzips, it's smaller. It unzips
I would have expected the opposite.
it unzips to like 39, 40 gigs.
Which is still huge. Okay, now I'm understanding why people say they have a separate phone. Well, there's 2 reasons they have separate phones for this game, but one of them is space reasons.
I need a Love and Deep Space burner.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So that's our next mission. Emily has to win a gacha to get a free iPad.
At some
So I
point,
can
we should
play
just
Love
do
in
an
Deep
episode where we each play Love in Deep Space.
Emily gets the vampire one.
Silas, Silas Stan.
Yeah.
I want the little soft boy with the
Which one?
glasses.
With the ice or use? Because I'm just describing them as you saw in the promo.
I like-
the ice
yeah.
guy or the cop or
No, I like the one with the round
or the
glasses.
chef.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I don't know. I like Elsa, the one with the ice.
That's a.
blonde hair guy.
His
Sure.
name is Elsa.
No, I'm just
okay.
frozen.
I want the one with the least amount of chains hanging from his face. I don't personally
Not
find
the
that
ones with the
attractive.
chains hanging from his nipples only.
Yes.
That one.
Not Silas.
Not Silas. Silas is the vampire. He loves
Okay, is that the
chains.
one? That's the one I saw with just chains everywhere.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, aren't
He
they?
has
Aren't
red
they all
eyes.
bad boys?
I don't know. I've never played it. We don't have enough space.
I watched somebody play through a bit and like they were explaining what was going on, and I was like, okay, there's like an actual story to this, but the story is basically Omegaverse. It's not quite Omegaverse, but it's kind of Omegaverse.
Well, yeah, you have to fight supernatural
Urges.
characters.
Oh, that. Yeah. that
And then
too.
you get memories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people were talking about like downloading it, and they're like, it was so big that I had to delete memories, and I thought they were like going into their phone and like deleting pictures and videos that they held
Like
dear.
actual real life.
Yeah.
memories.
Real memories. No, they're just deleting save files.
This guy, not as hot. This guy, not as hot.
Caleb.
Oh, I hated that one. Ugh, he wasn't a vampire.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about one more thing?
Yeah.
Cons coming up.
Yeah.
We have
Con season.
It's con season. Summertime is con season.
Yes, it
The
is.
smelliest season.
They were
So-
really planning ahead.
Give me 1 second. I need a tissue.
It was all the skincare.
Yeah, it's all the skincare I'm
All the
reacting
salmon sperm.
Oh my god.
to. My hand is tingling and not in a good way.
Okay, so con season, smelliest season. We have some cons.
Summer.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's the time that we all have free.
True. Yes, exactly.
So what cons do we have coming up? We have
Anime Expo, Anime NYC, New York Comic Con, Otakon, hopefully. I don't know about SDCC, TBD, haven't heard anything, but
SDCC potentially. So that's 5 cons, of which Anime NYC is huge, SDCC is huge,
AX is massive.
huge,
And
Anime NYCC is huge,
Otakon's mid-size.
Mid-size.
It's a regional.
We have 4 of the biggest cons coming up, and a renowned historic con. So, how are you guys prepping for this con season?
Trying to sleep more.
Sleep more.
Ahead of time.
You're banking your sleep
I'm banking
now.
my sleep. Because I'm
Sleep points.
remembering the prior con. It's like, hey, finally get back to my hotel room at 11. Time to download all the footage for an hour and a half. And then wake up early.
I am scouring B&H and Kef to try and find new cameras.
Yeah, oh my, and I'm trying not to buy new gear.
Trying.
I had too much gear last time and I was carrying it around. I'm trying not to do that this year.
I feel like that's
I want to get a chest mount for my Osmo because I've seen some people do that and I want to try to.
yeah,
I
one-
want to try to figure out how to live stream.
How was the chest mount that we used? We bought like some Amazon ones, like cheap
I liked
Amazon
it.
ones.
The clip we were saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for a backpack, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll send
I
it
need
to
to
you.
get one of those.
That I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity that like you don't have DJI, you don't have
They make one, but I've heard it's not very good.
but that you don't have them at the cons.
oh yeah.
Oh,
you
like
imagine?
selling stuff?
Or like even just
Like how they
promoting
sell,
it.
I
you know,
recommended
solar
the
backpacks?
Osmo to like 5 people at AX. They were like, "Wait, what is that?" And they were asking me for details. Every single one I told them I was like, "Wait for the 4. It's got to be coming." And that was a year ago.
You mean,
And
imagine
they were
like,
like, this man misled me.
Yeah. Yeah.
imagine peak design there, like
Yeah.
just selling accessories.
That's all my gear is
Yeah.
design, yeah.
Like once you get in the ecosystem, you're trapped.
But honestly, that not a lot of prep yet because it's so far. I mean, we still don't have the schedule for AX, and that's a little over a month from now.
July 4th.
Yeah.
They're-
July 3rd. Yeah.
Like that. I imagine part of that is all of the travel.
I feel like they usually
international
don't
travel
release the
stuff.
schedule till
They
like
don't.
a month before.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not out yet. But it's annoying because they just did the some of the autographs went live a couple days ago. I understand why they don't say ahead of time which autographs are available and how much they are because they want people to get in and feel the FOMO and buy. Like if you knew prices ahead of time, you might budget better. But I wish I'd known that none of the Japanese guests were going to be in there because those were the ones I was looking
There was
for.
a hentai guy.
There was.
Wait, so you guys did this last year. We're talking about AX.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was not
there-
available last year.
This was not. So this was a new system. Could you
Yes.
explain
New
the system?
to AX. They
All
did
right,
it for
so
AMC.
last year, the autograph system was, and we've talked about this before, is they released who was signing on the schedule in the app. That morning, if you wanted that person's autograph, so let's just...
Or the night before if you're insane.
Oh yeah, because people would line up at like 2 a.m.
Insane. Okay,
Yes.
so theoretically, that morning they would give out tickets, print tickets to said person. And so people would like line up outside the gates the night before if you're a lunatic or
before opening.
or you know, you'd have to beeline it there right when gates open. And the stinky part was that it was in the blistering sun and you're basically devoting 2 hours every morning to get in line.
And you don't know how many tickets there are.
And you-
so you
yeah.
could be standing far enough back where, like, if you could count, you would know to leave.
They did a pretty good job of like once
They did do a
people
good
ran
job.
out of
Yeah.
of slots, they'd be like, okay, this person is no longer
Available. Then you see
Available.
like mass exodus.
yeah.
But you'd have to wait for that to
But
happen. whereas they could
everybody
count.
was online for these handful of people, so you don't know how many people online
If
were
you knew
waiting
there
for
were,
the
if
same
you knew
person.
there were 100 and you're clearly number 200, you'd be like, I'm just going to leave. There's no point.
Yeah.
staying
So
here.
like the one nice part is that guest of honor tickets have always been before sale. So or like pre-reserved. Typically it's free. But guest of honor is always reserved beforehand. So there was a separate guest of honor line. You'd go, pick up your ticket, go on your merry way. The general VA industry
One line for all the
appearances,
VAs.
yeah, is one VA and industry. So there's a differentiation between guest of honor and industry. So industry and VA and talent would be on the standing line, and it was in the sun, which me as a very fair person did not bode
was
very
like
well.
80 degrees
and
at
it was
least,
hot. And it was in an
LA
area right next to the food stall. So thankfully there were some nice vendors who like were handing out ice and like like walking up and down and like you could buy water from them, et cetera, et cetera.
But they're also prepping. They're
prepping, they're cooking.
Their stoves are on. You're smelling things. It's
so it's
hot.
like add that to the heat. Like you're literally right behind these like cast iron like
or
where if
griddles,
yakitori stands.
We were in line for at least 90 minutes before. I was there for one of the mangaka who was there, and she was one of the first to sell out. And I was standing there with you, and they came out and announced. So I just stood there for 90 minutes before, and I had a gut feeling I wasn't going to make it. But like 90 minutes before I found out, like you have no chance. You were like 300 people behind where you had a chance.
Yeah.
It's just not a good system.
So not only that losing 2 hours every morning was stinky. Then once you have your ticket, there was blocks of time, and typically it was like 2 to 4 hour blocks. So there wasn't like designated.
They'd say come anywhere between 12 and 2.
4 and 8. Or 12 and 4. Or 12 and 2.
You're lining up twice, once to get the piece of paper and once for the...
depending on the time of day and like, everyone's maybe going to want to go. If someone has a 4 to 8 time slot, people are going to go at 6 p.m. because they're like, oh, I spent my whole day. And then you have a mass group going at 6.
Or, like,
so
I'm with my
staggered.
friends. I'm doing something else at the con. Oh, I have a 4-hour window. I'll go towards the end of it.
Or alternatively, you're like, I want to get it done because I know I'm free at 4. But you shouldn't go at 4 because people will have already gotten there. You got to go like 3 to hopefully be towards the front. And you still might not be towards the front. So you don't know.
It wasn't like a staggering. You were just given a paper ticket to like stand in line.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Amelie, who I wanted to get her signature, like, I was the second to last person to get signed, and the floor closed at 8, security was trying to kick us out, and it was 8:30, 8:45, and she was like, no, like, I'm finishing with my
I sold this.
Yeah, exactly. At that point,
I'm making my money.
The plus
the paper ones they didn't pay ahead
that system is you don't have to pay to play, right? You show up, you get a ticket, you go up and you make your decision on what you want to buy.
You could theoretically bail.
Yeah.
Which is actually a downside because you might be like, oh, this is way more expensive than I thought it was going to be. I don't want to pay. And somebody else could have used that ticket.
Yeah. So like pluses and minuses, right? One plus side is then you don't have to make a decision right now. Like, oh, do I want my Funko signed, a personal item, a print, blah, blah, blah. Like you could go up and make a decision. Now that also is a downside because then you'd have like indecisive people there like twiddling their thumbs trying to figure out like what print they want from Demon Slayer. So this year what they've done is on Leap Epic, they've released the autograph. You don't know the schedule. You didn't know the schedule beforehand, but like once the link.
Did you know the guests?
No. You didn't know who.
No. Okay.
So
we went in hoping.
You blindly click this link, get in another Leap Epic queue, and then in the Leap Epic, you get to like pick.
The ones that they've made available.
The ones that they've made available.
Which were none of the ones I wanted.
So it's not.
How many were there?
20.
Yeah, 20.
And was it the same thing where it's like a 4-hour window?
No, so that's getting there. So now it's nice because the way Leap Epic works is then they have their times, but they also divide you into groups based off of like demand. So you can it's like 50-minute blocks and it's 10-minute increments. So like, for example, I don't know, Amelie is going to be there again, right? So she's signing at 1 o'clock, but you'll buy a ticket and it'll say 1 o'clock, or it'll say 1:10, or it'll say 1:20, or it'll say 1:30.
So it's much more time.
And you're paying for what you're getting signed ahead of time, which theoretically you should know. So it's like $80 to get a Funko signed.
Yeah.
$60 for a photo with her. $40 if it's just to get like one of her prints signed. So like you're committing the money ahead of time, which is probably good because it's, if people are paying money, they're actually going to show up. It's not a wasted ticket.
Yeah.
And you typically have an hour from that time to show up.
And you don't have people just like clicking and like getting whatever they can and trying to resell it later.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can. There is a trade function. They did have a thing where like you could trade it, but like you're putting money down.
Yeah.
So.
And then it also, I was looking at everybody's pricing. I'll say everybody except for like the really high demand ones, like
Alex Lee,
Alejandro Saab.
Saab was, yeah.
And the girl who voices Ash Ketchum is going to be there.
Dope.
The
English VA.
VA. Alejandro Saab and Ash Ketchum VA are $53 versus everyone else was like $43. Yeah. So it standardizes pricing a little bit, which is.
And typically, how much does a autograph
It is
cost?
a little more expensive. Like I'd say typically it ranges in the $35 to $45 range.
So there's a cut that's going to.
So I think there is some sort of like processing fee situation, which again, pluses and minuses.
It's great. For the talent, they get their money up front.
I don't really see a downside to this system. Because you got to commit the money. I mean, arguably, I guess if you had a ton of money, you could have gotten in and bought a slot with literally everyone. But
yeah, I'm not mad
the
at
people
it.
selling it get their money.
So
the only downside of this system is because the schedule hasn't been released yet, you're kind of flying blind on like, well, I don't know, Alejandro Saab is only signing whatever, Tuesday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't know what day to get, but I also don't know what schedule it is.
Going to.
So
So
I'm like,
what they're doing, one of my assumptions is by doing this, they're getting people to commit to go do that, which pulls a little bit of demand from the panel lines. Because like you spent the money, you're not going to bail on your signing probably.
It could also help with like, if the talent's already there, they're not going to be at a panel. Like if Chris Sabat is signing, he's not going to be at a Dragon
If you were
Ball Z
looking
panel,
for a Daima panel, it's not going to be at that time slot. Yeah.
I honestly think because it was a disaster at the JW.
It was bad.
To get
last year.
with lines, like once you got to get in line for the autographs, it was just chaos.
And
You were
Anime
sitting there
Expo
forever.
did this kind of system last year too, which worked well.
And
Anime NYC.
Anime
did.
NYC,
So this is the first time
Anime
Anime Expo's on it.
NYC did it only for
the
guest of honor,
which haven't gone
which
up
is
yet, so
Critical
there's
Role,
probably got to be another round.
which was basically just Critical Role last year.
I remember that.
So that's also like why I was like, okay, if a guest is going to be at AX versus Anime NYC, I'll rather just buy the timed ticket at Anime Expo versus literally having to wait 4 hours for Alex Lee last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But none of the AX guest of honors have gone up, so there'll probably be another round.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. You think there's going to be another
assume
round?
So.
For autographs?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. None of the guests of honor were listed.
And I wonder if they'll also still have that physical line, and if this is
No, guest of honor.
No,
did
it's always
pre-sale.
been
not for the
reserved.
guest of honor, but like for the rest of industry. Like if they do another round,
They said on
From what I read from people talking about last year, they did it for they were like they did it on people were guessing who it would be because we didn't know ahead of time, and they assumed guest of honor in industry because last year that was online. So I think they just did all the voice actors this time, and there will be a separate round. Anyway, we're getting really in the weeds on this.
No, that's good. I mean, like it's good to prep, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a second round, hopefully
That's probably going to be the folks I'm looking
good for
for. Yeah.
So okay, so that's prepping for the cons.
Yep.
How about your cosplays for the cons?
I don't think I'm bringing any. My bag is camera gear. Like I didn't really have space, and also running around in cosplay trying to like film things is really annoying.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen people do it, but like also the cosplay I have to use to hide a beard is usually face masks and stuff, and adding weight to that is annoying.
You need to find cosplays with beards.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
Santa.
anime. Yeah, Santa from the anime.
Santa, yeah.
Yeah, Santa the anime. Anyways,
about you?
Are you going to travel with some?
Yeah, I typically base it off of who I'm going to get signatures from.
Gotcha.
Oh, you like to dress as them.
Yeah.
If there was an interview, maybe. I toyed with taking Okaroon last year. I didn't, though, because it was just like, it would have been a separate suitcase.
And then
How do you travel with a wig if it's like one you
It
can't
depends.
disrupt?
If it's a styled one,
Yeah.
you need a box.
Yeah.
And then you're going to the Dan to Dan premiere in LA.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I am on the attendance list for this. I'm going to cut this out if I end up not getting to go. But I am on the attendance list for it, so
All right.
yes.
And you're not going to cosplay, but you're like cosplay bounding,
I don't...
Disney bounding.
So it's my first time doing one of these premieres, but from talking to one of our friends, they're like, yeah, it's formal, but like you try to theme it. So I'm like, I don't exactly know. I guess I could try to color scheme it a little bit, but my wild thought is like Sanjome go white suit because like that's a little bit easier, than trying to do you can't show up in like Okaroon drip of like a tracksuit kind of thing. I'm like, I don't think that's actually okay. So
I'd go in a suit with Geta sandals.
there you go.
And what's his name? I don't know anybody's name. The umbrella demon.
Zuma.
This is Zuma. Yeah, this is way far.
Yeah.
I'd be Kinta.
I'd go on like a floating skateboard.
You should just go as Kinta.
Kinta, yeah.
I mean, everybody there is Kinta.
Yeah, exactly.
Period. We all like anime.
But yeah, fingers crossed. I will have more to talk about when I get back from
This
that.
is for season 2.
Yes, this is for season 2. And
First 3 episodes ish.
yeah,
something
yeah.
like
well,
it's
the premiere,
Eagle Eye
U.S.
arc,
premiere is
so-
July 6th, right?
Yes.
So it'll probably while we're at AX.
There's a panel. There will be a panel at AX because all the English cast are going to be there.
All right, I told you my theory on my conspiracy theory that also all of the English VAs from Loving Yamada-kun and Level 999 are going to be there. So that's my headcanon that they'll announce season 2. Please, please, please.
Okay, and ours was the G-Quox one.
G-Quox. And I have another theory.
Okay.
And I feel like it's not even a theory. I feel like all of Trash Taste is going to be there. And my theory
Not officially.
I saw
theory is
Giga
they're
Guys.
breaking up.
Yeah. No, honestly, did you see Connor's stream?
No, yeah, he was like, no,
Yeah.
we're not breaking.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
But he
like,
was
"Why
also
would we
like,
do that?"
it's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
They're-
official that Trashy's going
Yeah.
to be there, but it's very clear from those pictures.
Do you have other theories on stuff that'll be there? I might have some by the next time we do this because they're still announcing guests. But I have been like comparing, like, okay, who do we see on this? One of the VAs from Hypnosis, Mike, is going to be there, so maybe
There's going to be
Season
an AX
3?
division.
An AX division.
Los Angeles division.
Yeah, Los Angeles division.
No. US division.
LA Little Tokyo division.
They're fighting for that. Little Tokyo, they want to like, there's a lot of developers there that want to like buy it up and get
really?
rid of it. Yeah, so
Jeez.
there's like a local
Collective.
Like
yeah,
heritage
to like
thingy.
keep it there.
Yeah, and
So-
what they need is a couple of MCs to defend it.
Yes, a couple of MCs and some more gaijin
Couple
to
of
support.
MCs.
Oh,
There we go.
we're New York division. How you do?
Yeah,
New York?
okay, but we got to defend
New
Little
York.
Tokyo.
New York division.
Yeah.
Welcome to the division.
Yeah, cut to 40 minutes later after you taught me that hand sign, and then I'll do it.
I'm gonna say let's not do hand signs because I don't know what it could mean.
Yeah.
All right, so
Ninja
next,
hand signs.
next episode,
Yes.
we should talk about what the new season coming
Yeah,
up.
because summer season will be coming up soon, and then
And let's develop
Stacked.
some AX predictions.
yeah,
An AX bingo card.
I'm
Yeah.
manifesting Yamada-kun.
AX bets and the gambling that didn't happen. We'll see if we can do AX bets.
AX
Winner
bets.
gets to pick
and
a
we should
summer
all
season anime we
torture
want to
ourselves
watch.
and watch Bet.
No.
Oh my god!
No.
Next episode is Bet.
Oh,
Everybody
no.
watch Bet.
Oh, watch bet.
Watch Bet on Netflix.
Let us know in the comments if you want to catch that episode of Bet. Well, you're already watching this on YouTube, so you're good. But we're also on Instagram and TikTok at Perfectly Mid Pod, and on Apple Music and Spotify at Perfectly Mid. And Bet is, I don't even want to recommend it. Get it however you get it.
Catch us on Netflix and Hulu
And,
and HBO Max.
yeah, and if you have ideas for other terrible films that we have to watch, leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Perfectly Mid Max. Should we just change it to Max?
Yeah, exactly.
Max.
Now that Max is available,
We're Max.
welcome to the Max podcast.
Perfectly Max.
Max.
All right, we're done. That's enough.
La boo la boo boo.
All right.
Is that the song they sang?